Fig hacks, it's been a while. So for today's fig hack, what I created is an elite version of Alexa Bliss. Now I know that the previous Alexa Bliss is basically what this is, but there were a few problems with it that I figured I could touch up, or accessories that I could create for this figure. You can see I included the Smackdown Women's Championship and her entrance belt thing that she holds above her head. I'll show you those later on. But I think overall this was a pretty simple, other than the accessories, fig hack to do. I pretty much just painted her face. Didn't really touch up much on the body though, because unfortunately it's just an AJ Lee. But I feel like this is extremely successful, and it's probably going to be quite similar to whatever Mattel actually releases as their Alexa Bliss Elite, if we get one. It won't be this attire though. We'll probably get like Harley Quinn, but I figured this is a good enough attire and just a figure that's nearly perfect, so I'll make it perfect as much as I can. So let's check it out. So for me, the biggest problems with this basic figure was the body was the reuse of AJ. Now that couldn't be fixed, but I could fix the face. I could add some makeup, and I feel like I did a really good job. I feel like it really reads as Alexa Bliss. Now, the original did, but adding some color to those eyes really brings it out and really shows it as Alexa Bliss. I also took the time to do her weird V thing for her attire. It's not the best. That was the biggest struggle with this project. I still don't think it's great, but I wanted to have a video out so you could see the process, see how it goes, instead of spending a few days or a week on this thing, especially because so many new figures are coming out that I'm gonna be super swamped with doing actual figure reviews, that I wanted to do one final fig hack before this year ended. For accessories, I included a woman's Smackdown Championship belt. It's the same fig hack I had previously of the Women's Championship with red, but I just moved some of the red parts to blue, and I think it works. It's still a little messy, still a little dirty. I didn't clean up any of that. It's still pretty much the same level of dirty as the last fig hack. And then there is a 3D printed, yeah guys, that's right, I'm legit now. What's that, her belt with those little things coming off of it? I don't know exactly what it is. I thought it was a baseball bat, but I think it's her belt that she wears on her entrance. She also holds it behind her head, so I felt like that's an easier thing for me to include as an accessory with my fig hack Alexa Bliss Elite. Now, I do want to warn you that there was a bit of 3D printing involved with the creation of the accessory, her belt behind her head. The reason for that is because I try to sculpt things with actual sculpting material, but it never works for me. The back is sculpted with actual material. It's a 50-50, and I think it came out much better than I expected, especially for someone that doesn't know how to use Blender or any other 3D sculpting application on the computer. You want to see the process of creating this, and I'll come back and talk a little bit more about this. All right, here we go. So I started out in Blender. I watched a tutorial about how to make a 3D clock or something, which gave me enough of a foundation to actually create this thing. It's not screen accurate, but it looks good enough for it. Unfortunately, what you're seeing now is mostly me struggling, not knowing what to do, because I stopped recording and forgot to start recording again when I finally figured it out. Sorry about that, but you can kind of understand how I got there, and it's super simple. If I can do it in 30 minutes with knowing pretty much nothing about Blender, I'm sure you can. Then from there, I printed it. The printing took about 30 minutes. I had to try twice to print it. I had an initial mock-up, but I thought that the fluffy part was too small, so I went in again and created a much larger version. And then I just started painting stuff and I went crazy. It took me like 2 hours to paint everything. That's not long actually, because the fig hack of 2016, 2015 is all about being fast, being less precise. And I'm thinking like as 2017 comes around, the turn of the corner, what I'm gonna do is take more time with these fig hacks and figure out how to 3D print some really cool stuff and actually make fig hacks a really cool thing that you can look forward to. Not maybe monthly, I don't know, but I wanna reduce the amount of reviews, up the amount of fig hacks, because I feel like that's the future of this channel. And then we're back, and this is pretty much what I created. And I think it's freaking awesome, honestly. I think it's so much better than what Mattel did. I'm really pleased about how the face came out. I can't stop talking about that face. I think it's really freaking nice. And the thing she holds behind her head looks way better than I expected it to. I do want to note though that my initial belt thing, whatever it is, had a thicker strap, thicker strap. But for some reason, when I redid it to make the puffy part a bit bigger, it made the strap smaller. So unfortunately, there is going to be some breakage issue in the future, but thank goodness there wasn't any for this video. I also thought it would be fun to include her hand thing, whatever that is she has on her hand, the silver that looks like skeleton or something. So I painted it myself on there. It's not that great, but it works well. And also something else that really bothered me was on her neck, the back of her neck, how they didn't actually complete her attire. So I assumed what it was and kind of did like some sloppy stuff, but it's going to be covered by her hair, but it's better than just stopping. I don't know how to Dremel, so I did leave those straps there. I know, I'm really sorry guys, I let you down. So what do you think of this? Do you think you're gonna shell out the money for a 3D printer just to print that small thing just for this? Probably not. You might do some of the face paint that I did, maybe do her weird V thing. I doubt it. I bet most people are gonna see this. They're just gonna do the belt and the face, if anything. But I think it's cool. And especially you don't need to buy a 3D printer. You could use a friend that has one, or Shapeways or something. Upload a design, because it's super simple to create what I did. You just need to measure it. I started out personally with a nice little sketch in my idea notebook, and then I created it, and it's cool. So thank you for watching. I hope this inspired your creativity. You're gonna go out and create some amazing elite customs, WWE customs, maybe something else custom. Your mind is your most powerful weapon.